Hello, everybody. Appreciate you for rocking with me and listening to what I got to say. Today we'll be doing the meditation on Gimel. Thou hast seen, O Israel, how for the sake of creation the one life that I am seemeth to divide itself, becoming two. Of these two I have made known to thee my superior nature, the crown of primal will, wherein I have my supreme abode. Hearken now, while I expound the mystery of mine inferior nature which standeth in the tree of life, as the Sephirot of wisdom. Forget not that these two, though they be named superior and inferior, are in truth of equal rank. As it is written, that which is below is that which is above, and that which is above is that which is below. Be thou not led astray by their false doctrine, who ascribe to the inferior nature somewhat less of power and worth than inherent in the superior. The two are as the pans of a balance. Each hath its own peculiar quality, each hath its appointed sphere of operation. One cometh not before the other, but together they exist, from everlasting to everlasting. Mine inferior nature is the universal substance, the divine mirror, wherein I, who dwell at the heart of all things, am reflected to myself. To the uninstructed, therefore, who mistake the reflection for that which is reflected, my secondary nature seemeth to be more interior than primal will. This error may be likened to the illusion which ariseth when one sees a room reflected in glass, and thinks he sees the room itself. For though what presents itself in the mirror of wisdom is internal, the medium of reflection hath its place in the without, in the realm of secondary and created things. As the substance whence all forms arise, the vehicle of my divine essence, mine inferior nature is to the superior, as is passive to active, as woman to man, as Eve to Adam. Yet to every light of emanation proceeding from it on the tree of life doth the same wisdom stand as root and source. Hence in Scripture is wisdom spoken of as a woman, as when it is said, wisdom hath builder her a house. But elsewhere to this same wisdom the wise assign the title Ab, the father. Never is the heavenly wisdom known as mother, for she is the virgin substance of all things, whose purity naught can defile. Remember now that I myself am pure knowing, whence all manifestation arise. Recall to mind that my superior nature is the primal will, the eternal watcher, under whose regard the stream of creation flow. The substance of the stream is the inferior nature, wherein I see the innumerable images of myself. These be all things and creatures, great and small. Whatever exists is a ripple on the surface of the stream, but all are the one substance. Thus all share in the peculiar quality of the stream itself, which is the mirror of myself to myself, the root of all remembrance. Creation is the record of mine ever-changing manifestation. All things bear the imprint of the history of the universe. Nothing of mine activity escapeth this record. In it do men share, because they too are parts of the stream of mine inferior nature. Thus are they partakers in my perfect recollection, which is the source of all memories, and the root of all wisdom of mankind. All wisdom, therefore, is summed up in the knowledge of me. To gain this, the aim of all research, of all works, of all devotion, from knowledge of me cometh to the lesser knowledge of all things which I have brought forth. Of no avail is this lesser knowledge, unless it be founded upon the knowledge of my superior and inferior natures. Hence it is written, Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, and thy days shall be long. To keep me in vivid remembrance is to unite thyself to the subtle principle of life eternal. Mine inferior nature is the bond of union between myself and all created beings. Hence it is likened to Gimel, the camel, which bringeth a man safe through the desert waste from city to city. Again, it is likened to Gimel, because the camel beareth rich and costly merchandise, and again, for that camel betokeneth travel and communication. being thus a symbol of change and the flux of mingling of ideas borne upon the stream of memory. Happy is he who bestrideth this camel of mine inferior nature, which bringeth them who learn the secret of its mastery unto me, their Lord. A task most difficult and laborious is the conquest of the power of recollection. Strength and courage and patience must they have who would gain this victory. But these shall be as kings and princes in this world, and even as gods in the world to come. Comment on Gimel. On the tree of life, the path of the letter Gimel joins Kether to Tipperet, but in the meditation of Gimel is referred correctly to Hakma, the second Sephiroth, because the letter name Gimel, GML, adds to 73, and this is the value of the noun Hakma, CHKMH, wisdom. There are even profounder reasons for the identification of Gimel with Hakma, which cannot be included in this brief commentary. The quotation is from the Emerald Tablet, supposed to have been written by Hermes Trismegistus, and is one of the evidences that our authors is one of the later Kabbalists in the Kabbalah. The direction below is attributed to Gimel, and above to Bet. Philosophically, they refer to the superior and inferior natures of the one life, as described in the Meditations. The doctrine here is so closely allied to that of the Bhagavad Gita as to suggest that our author may have met one of the wandering Hindu philosophers. Compare the words of this paragraph with the symbols of Ki 2, the high priestess. The phrase, whose purity naught can defile, means that no matter how many thy forms developed from it, the virgin substance is itself unchanged like water, which holds matter in suspension or solution. This substance remains ever itself. Here is one key to the alchemical mystery of the first matter. Here, too, one may find a clue to the inner significance of the virgin myths of all religions. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share. Have a good day.